Hello, everyone. I will start by saying, excuse the red light on this side. My office is also a hatchery right now because we are raising baby chicks, so that's the heat lamp that you're seeing reflecting off my face. And you might also hear them throughout this video peeping. So today, I wanted to unpack cycle breaking a little bit. I know that some of you have wondered or asked about what a cycle breaker is and what does that entail. And I sent out an email yesterday. If you are not a subscriber, make sure you go to alignedmamashealing.com and subscribe because there is some really juicy content. And so last night I sent that email out about what a cycle breaker is. And a cycle breaker is someone who is feeling like their lineage, and that can mean ancestors, their parents, great grandparents, and even family around them, have done things in a way that no longer feel like a good fit to you. When you become a mother in particular, you start to see how these things have really impacted you in a big way because there's almost an energetic thumbprint that comes with these learned behaviors that have been passed down from generations. And we're talking, we can be going hundreds to thousands of years back of generations. And these can also be conscious behaviors and conscious learnings, but they can also be subconscious learnings and subconscious behaviors. And what I think is so interesting right now is that the time period we're in on Earth, we are all starting to question more and more about whether these behaviors and these learned self beliefs and these energetic thumbprints are a good fit for us any longer. And when we start to ask ourselves these questions, it might look like, do I want to raise my kids like this? Do I want to follow in my parents' footprints like this? Do I want to change the way I see and experience money? Do I want to feel more valued and worthy? Do I feel like I can do better? And if you answered yes to any of those questions, then you are a cycle breaker too. At this time on Earth, we have a huge awakening happening. And this awakening is happening on so many different levels, and it's causing a lot of shifts. This awakening is a spiritual awakening, it's an energetic awakening. On Earth, we are not taught to see energy as another sense of our body, just like feeling or taste or seeing. This sense of energy is our God-given right. It's also our God-given right to change that energy when we feel like it's no longer in alignment for us. Changing this energy when we are a cycle breaker, it feels big, it feels scary, it also feels very overwhelming because what we are being asked to do is to almost step on the toes of our family lineage. It's almost going back and unlearning the things that our ancestors learned. Does that mean that we are letting our ancestors down? No. What I am seeing is that ancestors are actually here gathering around us and cheering us on. They know that in the place that they're at now, they're these beautiful light beings. They're full of light. And when they reach that moment of passing over, they experience a tremendous amount of clarity. And in that clarity, they may experience, it's almost as if they see their life playing out in a movie, and they will begin to recognize and see the issues around what the energetics were of the family and the lineage and the things that just weren't working or serving the highest and greatest good for all. So now they're coming back and they know that you are the one to break the cycles. So if you have experienced things that feel a bit like you are going upstream, if you have, and I'll give you an example, if you come from a family that eats really healthy foods, really fatty foods, their diets consist of processed foods, and all of a sudden you had this aha moment and you said, whoa, I want to eat better. And I want to teach my kids how to be healthy and feel nourished so that they feel better. That would be a moment where you are breaking a cycle because your parents were trained how to eat by their parents. And in having you, that energy and those teachings have been passed on to you. And so sometimes aha moments like that are moments of clarity where we are being shown where we can really make changes for the greater good of all. Let's unpack that. So, with cycle breaking, you also have the power to change the energetic frequency, the energetic thumbprint of every generation that comes after you. So that's your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' kids' kids, and so on. And so, what you're doing is you are ending these negative cycles with yourself. And if you have living children and you are healing yourself, you are still able to end those cycles with you. It does not mean that just because you already have kids that you can continue to pass everything down and it's not worth fixing right now. That couldn't be further from the truth. The reason why you are being called to do this big work right now when you have kids is because we needed our kids to help show us the things that aren't right in our family lineage or the things that don't feel like a good fit anymore for the way that you want to raise a family. And know that it's okay if you want to push the edges of the envelope, if you want to go upstream with your children and the way that you want to raise them, if you want to break societal norms with the way that you raise your children, that's okay. And that's exactly where you're meant to be. Moving forward, what we're going to be experiencing on Earth is an upleveling of an energetic frequency. And it's going to take us as parents, as mothers, as caregivers to break the negative cycles that no longer are a frequency fit to the elevated frequency that we are going to be living in the future. So if you are breaking a cycle now, what does that feel like? Well, I can share with you how it feels for me. I am breaking cycles around self worth. I am breaking cycles around money. I am breaking cycles around being a subservient wife or a ultimate caregiver as a wife, breaking that tradition of being the wife who gives everything to her family and nothing to herself. I am breaking cycles around, it's really about belief systems of money and seeing it as an energy rather than a physical form and thinking of it in a negative way. So if you are experiencing things like this, you are finding yourself in the middle of breaking a cycle. Breaking these cycles for myself has taken a tremendous amount of self awareness so that I could see, identify these moments as moments of breaking cycles so that I didn't see it as, gosh, this is so hard. I feel like I'm pushing upstream and nothing is giving. Why do I have to do things differently? Is it really worth it for me to do this and push up against my family's belief system, to stand out and be different? Is it worth it? And I'm here to tell you that it is, because you're not just doing it for yourself. This is not self serving. This is serving the greater good for the entire world ahead of you, because you're going to be impacting your children and the lineage to come thereafter. And that is powerful. That is big work. With big work comes big emotions, big feelings. And so it's going to feel exhausting. You're going to feel drained. You're going to feel alone. You might even start to stir up old feelings of childhood trauma and know that this is exactly where you're meant to be. This is not wrong. It is not bad. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's exactly what you're meant to be feeling. It is good to be feeling hardship around the things that you're healing. You should feel like you are sometimes a little bit scared, because feeling that fear is an indicator that you are stepping into the unknown, into the things that you don't feel comfortable in. And our zone of comfort is not always the place that best serves us or our children. So when you start to step out of your comfort zones and you start to feel a little bit afraid of, is this the right choice? Am I going in the right direction? Should I be really making these decisions for myself and my children? Yes. This is your permission to do things differently. You are rewriting the energetic frequency in your family. You have the freedom to write the story that you want to have and that you want your children to have, the story that you wish you had when you were a child. You get to do that right now. You are a creator of the environment of your home. And what a beautiful, magical power that you are given right now at this time. So, if you feel like you're having those hard moments, I see you, I feel you, you are not alone. Most of us mothers right now are experiencing this on a cellular level. So when you wake up and you feel extra tired, honor those moments of feeling exhausted and continue to focus on your healing journey. Pour into yourself, support yourself, love yourself, and continue to have compassion for your journey, because doing this work is not easy, and it's going to take you to make that extra time for yourself, creating that extra space for nourishing yourself in these moments to be able to successfully break these cycles and lay a new foundation, a new energetic thumbprint for your family. If you have any questions about this or you want to unpack this any further, please reach out to me. You can email me at Annika at alignedmamashealing.com, ANNIKA at alignedmamashealing.com. Or you can just go to my website and you can book a session and connect with me, because I'm happy to answer questions over DM with Instagram. So please feel free to reach out, because if you're a cycle breaker, you are my kind and we are doing this together, and I'm so proud of you. Sending you guys a tremendous amount of love, and keep up all the hard work because it's worth it. Definitely.